England is famous for its history, charm, and culture. But not every place is exciting. Some towns feel frozen in time. No buzz. No color. No movement. Just silence, routine, and endless repetition. Today, we're exploring 15 of the most boring places to live in England. Places where days blur together, nightlife goes to sleep early, and excitement feels like a distant memory. This is not hate. This is reality. Boring doesn't always mean bad. For some people, boring means safe, predictable, quiet. But for others, it means monotony. The same streets, the same conversations, the same routines. Day after day, year after year. These towns aren't tourist nightmares. They're simply places where excitement rarely knocks. Let's begin our journey. Place 1: Stevenage, Hertfordshire. Stevenage was Britain's first new town. Built for efficiency, not excitement. Everything here feels planned. Roads, buildings, shopping centers. All designed to function, not inspire. The nightlife is quiet. The streets fall asleep early. And weekends feel no different from weekdays. Stevenage isn't loud. It isn't chaotic. It's calm, almost too calm. Place 2: Swindon, Wiltshire. Swindon is practical, industrial, functional. Once a railway town, it never reinvented itself. The town center feels tired. Nightlife is limited. Entertainment options feel repetitive. Swindon isn't offensive. It's forgettable. And sometimes that's worse. Place 3: Luton, Bedfordshire. Luton is known more for its airport than its personality. People pass through, but few stay by choice. The town struggles with identity. Entertainment is scarce. The atmosphere feels heavy. Life here feels like waiting. Waiting for something better. Place 4: Slough, Berkshire. Slough sits close to London, yet feels worlds away. It's a town built around work, not living. Office buildings dominate the skyline. Culture feels limited. Nights end early. Slough survives, but it rarely excites. Place 5: Peterborough, Cambridgeshire. Peterborough has history, but it hides quietly. Beyond its cathedral, the town struggles to offer energy. Social life feels limited. Cultural scenes are small. It's a place where time moves slowly. Very slowly. Place 6: Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes was never meant to be beautiful. It was meant to work. Born in the late 1960s, this town was designed by planners, engineers, and policymakers who believed the future could be organized into perfect squares. Roads laid out in grids. Neighborhoods numbered instead of named. Nature added carefully, deliberately, almost artificially. And in many ways, Milton Keynes succeeds. Traffic flows. Services function. Homes are affordable compared to London. Everything feels controlled. But control has a cost. There is no historic core here. No medieval street twisting unexpectedly. No ancient pub hiding behind centuries of stories. Instead, the town feels assembled rather than grown. Walking in Milton Keynes feels strange. Distances are vast. Roads dominate the landscape. Pedestrians are rare, as if the town itself discourages lingering. Daily life follows a loop. Wake up. Drive. Work. Drive back. Repeat. Weekends offer little contrast. Shopping centers replace high streets. Entertainment feels scheduled rather than spontaneous. You don't stumble upon moments here, you plan them. For some, this is comfort. For others, it is suffocating. Milton Keynes doesn't offend. It simply fails to inspire. And sometimes, inspiration is the difference between living and existing. Place 7: Northampton. Northampton once had purpose. For decades, it thrived on craftsmanship. Shoes, leather goods, factories buzzing with life. The town had identity. It knew what it was. Then the factories closed. And when industry leaves a town, it doesn't just take jobs, it takes rhythm, structure, confidence. Today, Northampton feels caught between eras. The past lingers in brick buildings and fading signage, while the present struggles to redefine itself. The town centre feels worn. Shops open, then quietly disappear. Pubs remain, but without energy. Nights arrive early here. There is movement, but little momentum. Weekdays blend into weekends. Entertainment options repeat themselves. Cultural life exists, but small, fragmented, easy to miss. This is not decay. It's exhaustion. Northampton feels like a town waiting for reinvention, yet unsure what it wants to become. People live here because it's affordable, practical, familiar, rarely because it excites them. Place 8 Basildon. Basildon was built with good intentions. A post-war solution. A place to house London's overflow. A promise of new beginnings. But towns built quickly often miss something essential: character. Basildon feels flat. Not just geographically, but emotionally. The architecture is functional. Streets are wide, open, and forgettable. The town center feels more like a transit point than a destination. Social life exists, but follows patterns. Same places. Same routines. Same conversations. There is little sense of discovery here. Little sense of surprise. Basildon is not a place you fall in love with at first sight. Or second. Or third. For many residents, it's a stop along the way. A chapter rather than a story. And when a place feels temporary, boredom settles in quietly, but permanently. Place 9 Crawley. Crawley lives in transit. Planes roar overhead. Trains pass through. People arrive and leave. The town exists beside one of the busiest airports in the country, yet feels disconnected from the excitement of movement. Crawley was built for convenience. Housing for workers. Infrastructure for efficiency. But charm was never part of the plan. The town center feels purely functional. Shops serve needs, not desires. Nightlife is limited, predictable, restrained. Creativity struggles to breathe here. Living in Crawley often feels like standing still while the world rushes past you, literally. You hear engines. You see motion. But you remain unmoved. And that contrast makes the boredom sharper. Place 10 Doncaster. Doncaster wears history heavily. Once a proud railway and mining town, it played a vital role in England's industrial rise. Trains defined it. Work sustained it. Community shaped it. Then the industries collapsed. What remains is a town searching for relevance in a world that moved on. The town center feels hollow. Shops close. Foot traffic thins. Evenings arrive with silence. There is pride here, quiet, resilient pride. But opportunity feels distant. Entertainment options are scarce. Cultural life struggles. Young people often leave, taking energy with them. Doncaster doesn't feel empty of people. It feels empty of possibility. And that absence is what makes it boring, not the lack of noise, but the lack of forward motion. Place 11 Hemel Hempstead, Hertfordshire. Hemel Hempstead was built with a promise. A new beginning. A modern solution to overcrowded cities. But modern doesn't always mean memorable. The town is clean, organized, predictable. And that predictability defines life here. The streets feel wide but empty. The town center functions, but lacks soul. Everything feels designed to move people along, not invite them to stay. There is little reason to wander. Little reason to explore. Evenings arrive quietly. Weekends feel indistinguishable from weekdays. Social life revolves around routine rather than discovery. Hemel Hempstead is not unpleasant. It is simply uneventful. And for many residents, that calm slowly transforms into boredom. Not immediately, but over years of repetition. Place 12 Telford, Shropshire. Telford was built near history, but never became part of it. Surrounded by countryside and close to Ironbridge, the town itself feels detached from the past that defines the region. Telford is spread out. Fragmented. There is no clear center. No heartbeat. Life here feels dispersed. Small pockets of activity separated by long stretches of nothing. The town center feels artificial. Shopping replaces culture. Routine replaces excitement. People don't gather here by chance. They arrive with purpose, and leave just as quickly. Telford doesn't invite curiosity. It doesn't reward exploration. And over time, that lack of stimulation settles in quietly, shaping daily life into something flat and repetitive. Place 13 Corby, Northamptonshire. Corby is a town shaped by industry, and left behind by it. Once powered by steelworks, Corby had direction. When the industry collapsed, identity followed. The town feels isolated, disconnected, forgotten. The center struggles. Opportunities feel limited. Young people often look elsewhere. There is community here, strong, resilient, loyal. But resilience alone cannot replace excitement. Entertainment options are scarce. Cultural life is thin. Routine dominates daily existence. Corby doesn't feel alive. It feels paused. And when a town feels paused long enough, boredom becomes the default state. Place 14 Scunthorpe, North Lincolnshire. Scunthorpe is defined by steel. For generations, the industry shaped everything. Jobs, identity, purpose. But when industry weakens, towns feel it deeply. The streets grow quieter. The town center empties. The future feels uncertain. Scunthorpe has community. It has history. But it lacks momentum. Entertainment options are limited. Nightlife is minimal. The town feels heavy, both physically and emotionally. Life here moves slowly. Painfully slowly. And over time, that slowness strains excitement from daily life, leaving behind something steady, but dull. Place 15 Barnsley, South Yorkshire. Barnsley is a town shaped by coal, community, and resilience. But resilience doesn't always bring renewal. After industrial decline, the town struggled to redefine itself. Opportunities became limited. Energy slowly faded. The town center feels subdued. Evenings arrive early. Entertainment is scarce. There is pride here, deep, unshaken pride. But pride alone doesn't create excitement. Many who grow up here eventually leave. Those who stay adapt, to quiet, to routine, to repetition. Barnsley isn't loud. It isn't chaotic. It's simply still. And that stillness defines daily life.